You're drawing inspiration on the state of the world as it is right now. The whispers and the start of brain-computer interface. The gameplay's key, players are there, they want to have fun, they want to get in there with the game. Playtests are the great equalizer. The players get it in their hands and they're seeing it fresh, so they're seeing it in a completely different light than you did. My name is Kevin Shortt, I'm with Next Studios, and I am the narrative director on SYNCED. Yeah, a blank page is a horrible thing for a writer. With a game like SYNCED, part of the game was already, had already been established. First thing, obviously, you're looking at is what is there. So it was this post-apocalyptic world, which was fantastic. The base of the game was great. And so we really needed to just go, okay, well, what is the game saying? What are the players trying to do in the game? How do we motivate the player to do what the gameplay is asking? First of all, I have a team of writers. So this is as you say, it's a big game and you don't write it in isolation. And so the first thing we started doing is just brainstorming on what it is we think the game is about and what sort of story can we layer on top of that. SYNCED has so many different areas, different elements to it. You've got many different teams all building this game together. So for sure, it's really important that we stay consistent in what we're telling. First thing we did when we started the project was we established a narrative Bible. And that's where we put everything that we understand about the game. Who are the players in the world? We have Shortt, which is this corporation that established the Morpheus chip. Why did Shortt create this Morpheus chip? How did these nanos come about? How involved was Shortt in this? And then who are the runners? Where do they all come from and why are they converging on this one location? One of the keys, I mentioned it before, it's important to keep all the departments on the same page. Certainly establishing a narrative Bible is important. The tricky thing with a narrative Bible is it's always a live document. It's a living document. It's constantly updating, changing. For us, the key is constant communication. You have to stay in contact quite actively with every single department. I have regular calls with the creative director, with the art director, with the level design director, with the game designer. Even though our game is coming out in the summer, we're already talking about season 3. You have to look ahead and start planning for what's going on. So it's really important that everyone stays in sync, and documentation, a lot of documentation where you just constantly update. So in a game like SYNCED, it's match-based, and so players are going to approach this. Freedom is key. Freedom's key in any game. If you don't want freedom, go watch a movie, right? You're playing a game because you want to be able to explore and move around and grab things at your own pace. And so with a game like SYNCED, that's especially true because it's match-based and you go in when you want, where you want. We really have to craft carefully where are we putting our story elements. For us, a lot of the story elements happen in the world. You can find them in the world. We have things called memory fragments. The memory fragments tie into the world. The world is all about this brain-computer interface. We have a network that's called the Mimir network where all the knowledge of the world has been housed. And that knowledge, because of the corruption, is sort of popping up everywhere. And so players can find this data in the world when they're playing, and they can scan it, grab it, and now they've got, an audio memory from the past or a text memory from the past. And it's going to tell them the story of what happened in this place before the collapse. You're drawing inspiration on the state of the world as it is right now. Smartphones are everywhere. They're ubiquitous in everything we do. The whispers and the start of brain-computer interface, that's just started to come in. So you extrapolate from that. You go, okay, well, that's possibly where we're headed. Those are the types of things we're going. We have other references. There's movies and TV shows that we look at that touch on these subjects that kind of you draw inspiration from. Man versus machine is a big theme for us. Like just as a simple, starting point, that's one of our big themes in the game. We want to make sure that becomes core to our seasonal content. We start moving on to, okay, what are the seasons going to be about? Every season has a narrative arc to it. And so the first thing we do is we look at the year. Where are we going from season 1 to season 4? Because you want to have a sense that by the time you reach season 4, you feel like you've got a complete story for the year. Complete, and yet opening up a new door. You get some challenges from the game design, where game design comes with you and says, this is the game mode we've got. And you look at it and go, yeah, that's a fun game mode. But then you have to add a wrapper around it. And the wrapper, you know, at first blush, you look at it and go, it doesn't quite entirely match the narrative we've been putting everywhere else. So you sort of have to spend some time and go, okay, how are we gonna pull this together and make it work for the game? Because you want to hold to the gameplay. Gameplay's key, you know, players are there, they want to have fun, they want to get in there with the game, but you also want to make sure that it makes sense in the world. All of my team works remotely. We have no office per se for the narrative team, so we're all remote. We end up doing these brainstorms online. We have these, you know, virtual whiteboards that we just jump on, and we just start throwing out all our ideas based on, you know, here's the world of SYNCED, the narrative side of SYNCED is, and here's what the gameplay is, and how do we bring those things together. In pre-production, things are always changing, and that's the challenge. You have to be willing and ready to make those changes. But you also have to be able to identify where those changes are needed, because you've been in the game so long, what you're looking at in your head might fit, but you have to sort of step back and go, hold on, that's from year one, and it doesn't fit our game anymore. But it's been there forever and you're just used to it. So you have to actively go, we need to take this piece out. Playtests are the great equalizer. So you go in feeling you know what you're gonna get from the playtest. The players get it in their hands and they're seeing it fresh. So they're seeing it in a completely different light than you did. And you realize that, you know, this game control that you thought was really cool and great, nobody's using it at all. But look what they've done with, you know, with their nano that you didn't even realize was possible. It's actually pretty easy to stay motivated when you're on the right project. The great thing about SYNCED is it's always an easy game to pick up. It's always a fun game to pick up. We've got a good team, we've got a strong team. My writers, I love working with my team. That's why I'm excited for the game to get out, because I think players are gonna be pulled in by that same enthusiasm. I've seen it in the play test, and I'm excited to see how it happens in the summer release.
Thanks for watching. What did you think of this video? Let us know in the comments below. A big thank you to Next Studios. You can find out some more information about SYNCED in the relevant links in the description below. And also, please make sure to check out our social channels and the website to keep up to date with all things game development. Thanks very much.